Good evening and welcome to another edition of Choronzon Rants. Tonight I shall be having a look over the last 2 years and was it a psyop? Was it a social experiment? Were the both hand in hand? Join me, won't you, as we discuss a few of the main points of what's happened over the last few years. It won't be a super deep dive, but it shall, thank you. I told you I'd be back more often. Yes, hello, and we are back this evening. Not a real uplifting topic. Just, I've been having chats with a few people and everything, and what happened over the last 2 years? Yeah, you turn around, you can reflect a little bit, you go, what the flippin' heck was that? As Eric, who was also Banana Man, would say. Okay, so what are the main things to come out of it? There was obviously, to me, there seemed to be an agenda that was being pushed. We'll go through some of the things that, when the full-on lockdowns occurred, because it seemed, it was slowly, and then there was in the news, there was a new thing, it was a bit of a flu-y sort of thing, new, and it was happening in China, as has happened close calls over the last 20 years. It's been at least 3 or 4 bird flu-y type things that nearly escaped, but didn't quite. But this one got out, obviously. Through, whatever ways are still to be determined. History looks after you. At the moment, don't worry about what they say right now. History will get to the bottom of it. But when we were locked down and we had to wear masks and we couldn't use money, what were they trying to do? What? Honestly. Because the people in charge, I can understand maybe the first month, before we knew what was going on, but we were getting these outrageous death tolls. And as it turns out, most of the death toll, the people dying it was knocking off, were morbidly obese. And I'm not talking people that are overweight, chubby, jolly if you will. I'm talking morbidly obese, people riding scooters and the rest that have either chronic medical conditions or unhealthy eating food addictions as well. But anyway, these people seem to be getting knocked about by it, but, a dose of the flu would get that. So it seemed to be super contagious at the beginning, but with the numbers inflated, we don't know. But anyway, we'll go through a few of the points of what we think, what I think. Whoever it was, we follow basically what the US does. And then it was amazing how the politicians managed the lockdowns and social distancing. Oh no, it's not us. We're following the medical advice. And then you had chief medical health officers emerging, in the States. Fauci here. We had a few in Queensland. I remember my doctor, the first one, him saying, she's never had a clinical practice. What would she know? Anyway. Our ones, oh my god, were elevated to the status of rock stars and almost dictators. They could tell us what and where and when the lockdown was, and these numbers are concerning, these new infections. Oh dear. But anyway, one of the main things I think was trying to be achieved from this and didn't happen, doesn't look like it's close to happening. Cashless society. For a while there, you could not use cash anywhere. Cash was, no, we don't accept cash, card only. So what are the benefits for Big Brother of a cashless society? Well, it writes itself, doesn't it? Surveillance, they can see what you're spending your money on. Yes, it'd be, nowadays we can transfer cash a lot, and that's what a lot of people are doing. But that can be monitored. There is ways around it, but, for the most part, so-and-so spent this and that. And if we get to like China with a social credit score, where if you do the wrong thing, say the wrong thing, don't toe the line, make waves. Yeah, you may not get access to your money. We don't like what you do. You form another political party. You have a dissenting view against the party. Yeah. It's so easy to control people when you're controlling their funds, isn't it? That it's just, and even en masse, they could say certain days, right? Only these people can access funds today. Only these people can, shop today. It's only open to this. They would, they want us to spend more. Most of the surveillance is like what's going on now. They don't really care what you do and who you're doing. It's what do you want to empty your wallet on? How can we make you empty your wallet? Therefore, us get a little bit of a kick from that. Anyway, the cashless society. And the next thing, which is really sad, which is, not to be taken lightly in any way, is the small businesses or your ma and pa businesses. They were decimated. They were destroyed. They just could not work. Even a few mid-sized ones, they've, have gone under. And a lot of, and they're not coming back. They're not coming back. If you're struggling, like your middle one, but, a lot of shops are just shut. Where I live, there's a little bit of a eating type district, and it's only just starting to come back now. It's only just starting to come back. But yeah, so, and the economics of that, what was, just to give the multinationals bloody a monopoly, and what's the point of that? Well, I guess they have a lot of money, they can donate to political parties, whoever's in power, hedge the values, for us to maintain this monopoly. A lot of people, became billionaires. The live music industry was absolutely decimated where I live in Brisbane. It's coming back now, but it's like the same thing. It's like the movies as well, entertainment industry in general. When people get used to not going, watching stuff at home, doing this and that, but live music is a certain thing. It's no secret. I love my metal, and Brisbane does have a bit coming back, but I don't know, the same amount of, and I'm one of them. I'm guilty. I don't go out nearly as much as I should. When certain friends' band plays, hello guys. Yeah, I'll be there, September 2nd. Anyway, digressions. But yeah, it's only just, this 2 years later, things are only starting to re-emerge. It's absolutely, I'm keeping everyone at home. And then through that, force feeding you through the media, because what's everyone going to do at home nowadays? Everyone, even, most people doing it tough can afford $10 a month on Netflix. So, and then with the so-called woke entertainment, full of critical race and gender studies type information that's very divisive a lot of people. I've got friends that I'm sort of not happy. I'm saying, if you're a feminist, why the hell aren't you standing up against this nonsense of having to share your bathrooms with men, having to share sports with men? A lot of them aren't, feminists aren't speaking up against this nonsense. And people I know that aren't really feminists are saying, what the hell? And they're standing up. But, that is slowly changing now, the attitude. I think for a while, and we let it get this way. That's a whole new thing, culture wars and all the rest of it. I'll do a bit, but that's best left to Nerd Roddick. I reckon he's the groovy guru. Anyway, as we go on. Yeah, so being inside, making us divisive, and then keeping this social distance apart. People like being around each other. Social creatures. And why was it a specific distance? It's just outside the field of, anyway, we won't go too deep. But anyway. Yeah, keeping a social awareness, I heard people calling it. But spatial awareness, sorry. But yeah, and then, obedience, compliance. Who didn't get vaccinated, Well, you know that definitely everyone who didn't get vaccinated, they're definitely on a list of people that are non-compliant. Then when they used to bust people for not wearing masks, you know, got an old lady not wearing a mask. Oh, get there, 6 officers, battens, bang, bang. It was insanity. It was clown world, real clown. It was people walking out of shops with whole trolleys. No, we can't do anything there. Oh, grandma's not wearing a mask. Oh, God. And then uncertainty, creating all this uncertainty. Yeah, when are things opening? That first 3 months, Brisbane shut down. My work wasn't. I was working in a laboratory at the time, was deemed essential work, which was great because I would have gone absolutely insane. I was living by myself at the time, and sitting at home. Oh my God. So I'm so glad. I feel for the people that had to. Those that were stuck at home with kids, my brother and sister-in-law. Yes. Anyway, when you've got primary schoolers, yeah, wasn't a good time. And then, the media coverage of a lot of things. Excuse me, I've got a few notes. Just my old man, I need to keep notes. It's only just been popping up on my feed, some of this coverage from the European Union. What first popped up and I saw was the amount of wasted vaccines they're going to have. Billions and billions of dollars. Countless millions of vaccines. Not being used. And I've only had 2. And I'm not getting any more. And I saw it advertised the other day. Vaccine number 5 is out there, children. No. And the reason I didn't, after my first one, and I didn't put it together for a while, I just thought I had a bad cough because I am a smoker. And it just didn't go away. But now I look back, no, that came when I got my first vaccine. And stupidly, I got a fucking second one. Oh no, I did. I got 3. I got 2 AstraZeneca and a Moderna. So I was told that had the best coverage. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. Yes, we need to do. You don't get vaccinated, you're going to kill your mum, your grandma. Lies. It's just another virus. Sure, I've had it umpteen times. My doctor reckons I would have worked, but you can't test it. And I couldn't work if I wasn't vaccinated. Some people that were self-employed or doing other things, in between, you could get away with it. I had friends that it was bloody hard. They made it hard. And then, getting food. Certain places, a bit rural, it was a bit easier. But you had to show vaccination to go to Coles, for Christ's sake. Man of money there, mate. And who were the accidental millionaires? People out at Ipswich, there's a toilet paper factory there that makes, most of the local supply. Yeah, he came on the news, even though he was laughing. He would have been killing it. And he showed behind us in this warehouse, it's full of toilet paper, people. We're making it. It's fine. People still going nuts. What was with that? That was a real crazy bit of insanity. Apparently, I saw it started with just Chinese people were just buying it at the time and selling it back to China as aka with the baby food type stuff. But then people saw the Chinese kids doing it and started doing it, and people other saw monkey see, monkey do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gotta get toilet paper. Bah. And now you can only buy it in 20 packs. I'm a bachelor. That lasted me nearly 6 months. That's 20 weeks. And compliance. So who to keep an eye on there? Who's not compliant? Who's not that? Surveillance, help surveillance techniques, help them perfect things. So masks, and you got a hat on or something, they can, get you. And that was where they always got you from, I suppose. But yeah, they've gotten way better now with that sort of thing. Keeping you inside, pushing the woke. Yeah, so Sile. You had people spying on each other. People would have a party. A friend of Redcliffe, he was having a party, shindig with a few people in the backyard, big backyard. Your neighbour, spying on you. Where did we see that last? These people on the left that claim, call everyone else a fascist. Oh, well, I don't know, what's in the other word? Accuse your enemy of doing what you're doing. Maybe be what you'll be. So yeah, spying on your neighbour. People, media coming. You're not a good citizen if you don't wear a mask. And, he wanted to go to the shop. But now, I'm not wearing a mask anymore. It's been proven. Too. It's just a virus. There are people, with autoimmune issues, but the flu will kill you. So you're going to wear a mask for the rest of your life because I still see people wearing masks. So the PSYOP did work on a certain amount of the percent of the population. So they know now there's a certain amount of the percent of the population that will do exactly what we say. So they don't want to think for themselves in an emergency, when there's uncertainty, when you're not sure. And with the media the way it is now, you sure as hell aren't getting any bloody truth from them. Like, I could... So they wanted to divide us, Why would they do that? Why would they want to divide us? What do they hope to achieve? Because it's like if we all get along, we can't go against them, can we? And that's what's happened. Because I remember when critical race was starting to rear its ugly head, it's like a point we have in time, like there's been points in the 30s, back after the Civil War, when everyone was getting along and people were all equal, and then someone's not making money from that. They have to drive a wedge. Between races. Between, with the word heteronormative is coming out of all this. The conclusion. So what's, a certain amount of the society are going to be plebs and toe the government. So was it the social experiment? Seemed to have failed though. There was pushback in a big way. After a while, people just were like, no, we're not wearing masks anymore. Especially in Queensland. That seemed, state by state seemed to be. Even though I wouldn't compare it with the government, because Victoria had a Labor government, Queensland had a Labor government. But, Queensland, I don't know, I think it's too hot for the bastards up here. But yeah, I still see people. So it wasn't a real uplifting one tonight, guys. But I think, they distract us. Because it's getting out of control with the corruption. And that's where we were at. We were at all-time low confidence in politicians and media. So this virus comes out. From where? The lab in Wuhan. Deliberately or not. They know it came from there now. And look at Sweden. They had no lockdown. Oh, they're crazy. Everything's going to go nuts. They had one of the lowest death rates in the whole European Union. So, yeah, it's going on. And then the side effects. As I said to my doctor, these side effects I think I've got, in my chest. And he said, yeah, well, I wouldn't doubt it. There's not much you can do about it. Because he's seen a few. He didn't say, no, you're crazy. It's fine. So he believes it's just no virus. So anyway, guys, what are the conclusions? A few people toed the line. They couldn't get away with cashless society. We pushed back against that. Cash is king. Cash is king. But yeah, they wanted unrest. Didn't get as bad, but next time we've all looked back at this and it's like this isn't happening again. The forced vaccinations. I'm dirty on myself for doing it. Oh, I won't lie. But a lot of people had to do it to survive. Or if you wanted any social life, if you wanted to go to the club, retired people. I know, didn't want to do it. And what happened? You had to. You couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't have a life. Alright. But I think the PSYOP failed. The people Didn't quite win this round because how many people went under, as I said, small businesses, relationships, divorces, sold, suicide. It was absolutely horrendous. Right. But let's have something a little bit fun to take us out, as I've decided to make the show's outro Electric Legume by Danksy. Take us away, Danksy. Alright. Next one will be a cryptozoology, a bit more uplifting. Good night, guys. Bye.